Okay.
Thank you.
How old are you, Dad?
90,
No,
98.
98.
Next week, or 2 weeks will be, I'll be 99.
Actually, in August.
Yeah,
Yeah, in a
August.
couple months.
Yep.
You're gonna
And
be
then the
90.
next one will be 100
Yeah,
if I make it.
You will.
you will.
Ah,
You will.
but it didn't start out that way. I started out getting lost.
Getting lost.
Yeah, I couldn't find my way home one time. But
Tell us,
when I was a kid.
Okay.
so tell us about that.
But I was roaming around town. This was in Lakewood,
Okay.
and I took a walk. I was too little to take a walk, and Mom was looking for me, and she couldn't find me. So she went to the neighbors, and nobody saw me except some woman on the opposite side of the street. She said, "Oh, you looking for this little baby?" And they said, "Yes," and they came and got me.
I did not know that story. How old do you think you were?
I was just able to walk, I think,
Okay.
a little. I
So-
mean, I could walk.
2.
Well, I walked around the back of somebody's house. That's what I did.
Okay.
And I got lost back there.
What was the first house you lived in?
First house was on Dulles Street in Cleveland, Ohio. It was downtown Cleveland then, and it was full of foreign people that had just come over from wherever. My grandfather was very late in getting into this company because they asked everybody their names so they could get their passport.
Didn't he come through Ellis Island?
And he came in, and he was the last one there. And the guy says, "Well, how come you're still sitting here?" He said, "Well, you didn't call my name." And I said, or he said, "Tell me what my name is." He said, "My name is Pence." He said, I haven't called Mr. Pence. My name is Pank, P-E-N-C. Pence, you add an A. If you want to be called Pence, we'll call you Pence. And that's my name.
And didn't they add an E to his name at Ellis Island? So that
Oh, this was Ellis Island where they
Right.
did all this. After they just got off the boat. And
That's
all these
how-
people are there giving their information except Grandpa. You're not calling his name.
because his name was spelled P-E-M-C.
P-E-N-C-E, Pence.
And then they put an E on the
Yeah.
ends. He said if you're going to live in the United States, you
Yep.
need an E.
That's right.
And that's how his
So
last name.
I don't know whether I'm Bohemian or what, but he was speaking Bohemian, and he tried to teach me Bohemian when I was able to start learning. And my family says, "Well, maybe you shouldn't do this. You're going to have to be speaking English." So I had to switch from Bohemian to English, which was hard to do, but I did it.
Do you remember some of the words? Remember?
Sakramentske kluku,
What
sakalagun. But
Remember what that means?
no, I really don't know what it means.
think it
It
means-
might be a cuss word.
It
but,
was. It was you're a pain in the ass. Do you remember Boytsen Davy Hubichku?
Oh, Sakramentske, yeah.
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 Boytsen Davy Hubichku. Grandma said that.
What's his
Okay.
name?
Come here and give me a kiss.
We
Yeah.
They can say that.
Yeah, and they got me in there, so.
And then Hovna.
Yeah, he was one of the first of the great people, grandkids, Grandma and Grandpa. One was earlier than them, was in the war, the First World
First
War,
world.
and I got a picture of him, and then I got another picture of Grandpa. This is
Cap Pence. And he had a
Captain
big
Pence,
scar.
yeah. But my other grandpa, I found out, was a Bohemian also, and their name was Kohler. So I got pictures of them. In fact, I got a picture of young lady Kohler at 5 years old. Didn't know who I was taking a picture of, but I didn't know her. And finally I found out that she's the gal I married. Never knew it. Never until
was the-
she got to the United States, or not to the. She was born in the United States. She was a year younger than me.
That was the person your father married. Kohler, Viola Kohler.
Yeah,
Was your mother.
that's right.
Yes,
Okay. Oh,
yes.
gee. Yeah.
Because you married Virginia Miller.
Yeah, Virginia Miller. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
Thank
It's
you.
okay.
Thank you. It's tough getting old.
I'm sorry.
So from
I can't hear you. I'm so all right. All right, keep going. Keep
Oh,
going.
okay.
So what did
okay, I
your
went
father do?
after we moved in. After I was old enough, to be moved. We left Cleveland
Okay.
and went to Lakewood, and we lived on Alger Road. And they had schools, of course, and I went to school there. And then in high school, I met a girl that kind of liked me, and I kind of liked her. And we were in senior class, and finally we got married. That
Didn't
was my
Mom
wife.
tell me
Huh?
that she would walk past your house on Alger and you would ride your
I
bike?
would drive my bike in front of her and just get her ticked off, and then pretty soon I was able to kiss her, you know.
But you met because you used to run your bike into her, she
Oh
said.
yeah, well, not I'd cross to
Okay.
make her stop walking so
All right.
she could talk to me, because she had to go up past my house to get to her house.
And didn't she call you Wally Pants Button?
No, who was that
Who
to call me
Wally
pants button? I can't remember who called me that.
Okay.
Well,
I thought that was
anyhow,
Mom.
with one of my uncles or something.
All right.
Oh, and from there,
What was it like living on Alger Road? Did you have
oh, Alger Road, yeah,
Did
that's
you
where
have a Iceman
we lived
that
in
came?
Alger Road, across the street from the cemetery. Was on one side of the road, and there was houses on the other side of the road. And the mailman would come and he would walk. No riding for the mailman. He'd walk, put the mail in your mailbox beside of your house, keep on going, and pretty soon I got the habit of, I think I'll follow him. Can I follow you? Yeah. So I followed the mailman for, I don't know, a block or two, and then on the way back, he left me off at home, and so that was fun.
Tell me
And
about
then-
the milkman that you
Yeah.
followed and what you did.
Yeah. And then there was there's two more. There's
All right.
there's another one with the old time guy came up with a wagon. He's an ice man. He's got a wagon full of ice. And then he comes up to the door and says, "You want your ice today?" And if he said yes, he'd get out the tongs and go back to the where the horse isn't, and he'd hook onto a bale of ice, walk down the garage and open the door and deliver your ice.
And it was a horse-drawn wagon, wasn't it?
a horse-drawn wagon,
Yeah.
ice wagon. Okay, so that takes care of that one. And then the one that really upset everybody,
That's a good one.
when I was a kid, a little bit older than before, still very young, I thought it would be nice to have the girl next door to me play store. So she agreed. She was younger than me, didn't know any better. But we was playing store, so we'd get up in the afternoon and walk down the street, go to somebody's mailbox and get the mail out of the box.
It was the milk. You went and you followed the milkman, is what Grandma told me.
No, there was a mail person.
All right.
That was something different.
Okay. I didn't know you
Yeah,
did this.
this was the mailman, and this happened a couple of times, 2 days in a row.
And what did you do?
We'd take the mail out of the mailbox after the mailman put it there. And then we'd come back to the street and we'd put it in her garage, put the mail in her garage.
Isn't that a federal offense?
And this happened for a day, it happened for 2 days, and pretty soon everybody got concerned what happened to the mail. And then, I don't know how they found out. I guess somebody went to the garage and saw all the mail, and we caught hell. You're not supposed to do that. So we stopped doing it.
But then, didn't you follow? Grandma told me you followed the milkman, you and this girl, and you put all the milk.
That was another time. Yeah, and there was bad milk. Everybody had bad milk as well as bad mail.
Because you put the milk
Yeah,
in the back of your garage,
yeah.
and Grandma found it.
Oh, okay. She was the one. All right. I
And
knew
it was
this.
all sour.
I knew we stole those two things,
Funny.
but it was fun.
Yeah,
Pass the time,
those are good stories.
and then that was fun. Caught heck, but and then the next thing, I joined the Boy Scouts. I got to be old enough to join the Boy Scouts, and that was very interesting. We went on hikes and we did all kinds of stuff, and we made things. And, one time we went and had a trip, a Boy Scout trip. It was in Washington, D.C. Now, I think we were about 10 or 12 years old by then. But the whole tribe got, before that, never mind.
All right, so you went to Washington, D.C. and then
Yeah, we went to Washington, D.C., and we was an annual reunion of all the Boy Scouts of the United States. So we got cabins or cottages, tents. We stayed in tents on that nice green place where the,
I didn't know that.
oh yeah, and there were thousands of Boy Scouts, all from different parts of the country.
Oh, that's neat.
And we went to the buildings and all that kind of stuff. And,
Who was president then?
whew,
Good question. Huh. I don't know.
I don't know. Who cared then?
I would have.
Well, anyhow,
What? Who's your favorite president? Who was your favorite president?
Hoover, I think.
Hoover?
Yeah.
Okay. You're a big fan of Eisenhower.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Like Ike.
Yeah, well, he was my adult favorite, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after the war, during the war, yeah.
Why was Hoover your favorite president?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Why was he your favorite?
What?
Hoover.
Hoover? I just liked him. I
Okay.
liked his looks. I mean, I don't care whether he's Bohemian or Protestant or Lutheran or whatever, you know. He's a person I liked, so
Okay.
I liked him.
All right.
So now we're at my age.
So high school.
Yeah, we're at high school,
Weren't you in a
Lakewood.
band?
Pardon?
What instruments did you play?
Oh, drums and saxophone that was for high school. And then I don't know. A couple of our guys got together. One guy played the piano, and another guy played something else. So we had a band.
And you played the drums.
And I played the drums. I had the heaviest thing to carry. And we played at some great big outfit downtown Cleveland, way up on top of one of the tallest buildings. And we put on a show for our band played a show. I think it was for the Masons. I think the Masons hired us to play a band. And we did. And so that takes us up to when we got married.
Where did you get married? What church?
Faith Lutheran Church. Huh?
Rocky River.
Rocky
River Methodist Church.
Rocky River?
Yeah.
Okay,
didn't
if you
it
say
spell
so. I thought it was
terribly?
Faith. Well, Who cares?
Oh, how did you propose to Mom?
Huh?
How did you propose to Mom?
I just asked her.
Well, you didn't do anything special.
Oh,
Where were you
we
at
were
when-
talking. We were hugging and kissing before, but
Did you give her a ring right there? Did you get down on one knee?
no, I didn't while I was sitting in the car driving. I said, "Look what I got for you,"
A romantic.
and I
That's good.
put her up. We stopped the car.
Where were you at when you
I
stopped
don't know,
the
driving
car?
down Detroit Road, and she said yes. And that's where it happened.
So you told me last night that Mom had to get permission because she was.
Oh yes,
Explain that. She wasn't.
my
of age.
daughter, my future wife, had to get permission from the state to marry because she was underage, and I was a year older than she.
So you must have been 21.
I missed because one year I had pneumonia, I guess it was, and I didn't go to school enough to pass that grade, so I had to take that grade over again, which was the grade that she was in.
So that's how you met. Well.
And then I
besides
met
running
all
the
the other
bike
kids
into it.
that we got our band with. And we used to play, every once in a while we played at somebody's house for a dance or something, but it was fun. It was fun.
Didn't you get married sooner than you thought because the war was starting?
Well, okay. We got married and we'd go downtown. After we got married and come back from the honeymoon, we'd go downtown shopping, and all of a sudden you see a soldier here, a couple of sailors over there. Oh, there's some more soldiers. And, oh boy, they must be in that war, And at that point, we really weren't too informed about the war that started in our side. We knew about the war that they had in England, but we didn't know about when we got attacked.
At Pearl Harbor.
And at Pearl Harbor. And that's when I started getting itchy, and I said, I came home from work one time, and I went home and got in the house, and I said, Jenna, I'll tell you what I did today. She says, what? And I said, well, I joined the Navy. She said, you did what? I joined the Navy. And she said, oh, I thought that was coming. So that takes care of joining the Navy.
So why did you join the Navy and not the Army?
Oh.
Or the Marines?
Oh, I was going to join the Marines because I liked their uniform. And Jenna liked it too because they were pretty. And I went to the recruiting station and I said, I'd like to join your Marines. How long do I have to stay? And he said, 4 years. And I said, 4 years? That's an awful long time. I don't think the war's going to last that long. So I walked down the hallway to the Navy recruiting station. I walk in, they say, hi, how are you? And I said, yeah, I came to talk about going in the Navy. I said, how long do I have to stay? He said, oh, till the war ends. And I said, oh, well, okay, that's so bad, I'll join. So I joined. I didn't know it was going to last 5 years like the Army. But if I'd have joined the Army, I probably would have turned out to be a good Marine. I probably would have gone to overseas. I probably would have got shot to hell. More Marines were ever shot in the Navy than more Marines were shot than sailors.
So what were you stationed on?
Then after I got volunteered for the Navy for 4 years, I had exercises and, learning this and that and the other thing. And they say, okay, you have your choice of wars, either the Atlantic or the Pacific. And I stood there for a second, I'll take the Pacific. They get warm water, I forgot there was an iceberg in Alaska. It didn't come to my mind. All I could think of was Pearl Harbor because that's the one that got tackled, you know. So I joined there. Went to finished service school.
What made you pick the submarine?
Oh, well, we were sitting there in this office after class, and the recruiter came in, and he's, you know, trying to get guys to do this and do that, the other thing, and what you're trained for, and what would you like to do, and everybody, you know, was telling him he was telling us what was available, and he said, "No, what I'd really like to have you do is to join the submarines." He said, "We're looking for guys for submarine," and nobody stuck their hand up. Then he said, "Well, I'm going to have to find somebody, so I'm going to have to come through and ask you again." So that happened 3 times, and one of my buddies raised his hand and said, "I'll volunteer." And then his buddy who was sitting on the other side of me, he says, "I'll volunteer too." So my 2 buddies were volunteers, so I said, "I can't leave you guys go by yourself. I'll volunteer too. In addition, I'm with you guys, I get more time here
You get
going
more
to
pay.
school.
You got
and
more
you
pay.
get twice as much pay." Got $20 a month instead of $10 a month. And then
The first sub you were on.
and
was
then
from World War I?
after that situation, I got assigned to go to Honolulu, to Pearl Harbor, and when I got to Pearl Harbor, it was a mess because that's where they bombed. The whole thing started. But anyhow, I went to submarine school, which was kind of hard to learn, but you learned it. And there's an awful lot to learn about how to use a submarine and how to use the bathroom in a submarine. You had to get permission from the captain to flush the head. The extension of the war, I was supposed to be assigned to the California submarine, and it was in California at the time, and it stayed in California, and it never came to Guam, or it never came to Pearl Harbor. So then I got transferred from there. I had to go to school to learn how to use
You turned your music on.
how to use the turnpike
Okay.
torpedo.
We only have a few more minutes.
Oh, okay.
So talk about
And then
battleship
after the war,
that you were on. That's
yeah,
something.
the
Talk
ship
about
I
it.
was on, assigned to, the submarine I was on, I had one ride on it, and it broke, or it started leaking like a sieve. It was a World War I submarine, and the crew and I and the captain thought we were going to die because there was too many guys to try and get out of these little hatches to save your life, and we're out in the middle of the Pacific. So he was finally able to turn us around, and we somehow or other, he was smart enough to find something that he did to get us back to Pearl Harbor, and we were safe, and that was the end of that. That thing got scrapped. And then I was sitting waiting for another submarine, but they needed somebody to learn torpedo data computer, and I was in San Diego then. San Diego, and then I had to go to New York to learn how to use this torpedo data computer, which was very hard and very important because it's the one that you are at the top of the ship with a bicycle handle in your hand, and down on the deck is the the torpedoes that are being fired from the submarine and the fire from the deck. You can also fire the bore-forwards. There's 4 cannons in one unit, and I would have control over firing those 4 cannons at one time by pulling the trigger and by aiming at the things, and they would sink.
And so you were assigned to fire patrol, which I always thought meant putting out a fire, but that meant firing.
Fire control, the firing of weapons.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yep.
that. About the ship that sunk. and you
Oh,
had to
well, that was
man
on
the
the
ship.
trip from one place, Hawaii to New York City. And on the way there, it was night, and we were zigzagging, and all of a sudden we felt something nudge us, and I thought, oh, we hit the deck already. We're back where we're supposed to be, or someplace. But I found out that we did not hit the deck. We ran into a great big set of rocks in the Pacific Ocean, which I never knew were there, and I don't think anybody knew exactly where they were. But we got stuck in between a couple of rocks, and so the ship is now hung up, and we're rocking from side to side, banging on the ship over and over and over. And then they dropped a whole bunch of lines over the side of the ship, and we had to grab hold of a rope and take our chance going down on the rope. In the meantime, you're still out in the water, so over the water. Next time you're up against the hull again, banging your hands. And then there's this ocean down there with the big waves, and you say, when do I leave go of this rope and get on the raft? Well, you do it when you get a chance. So you take your chance, and everybody's behind you, dropping behind you. And nobody was lost. The ship broke in half, and I got pictures of the ship.
And you sent Mom a telegram.
I sent Mom a telephone and says,
A telegram.
yeah,
And it said.
a telegram, yeah.
What did it say?
I said, I'm going to be on you. I got my feet wet.
That was.
I couldn't tell them I
The
was.
name of the ship.
Pardon?
Do you remember the name of the ship? I do.
Oh, salmon. Or
Wasn't
no,
it the
ship.
USS Holland. Oh, what did you think the name was of your ship?
Oh,
That's okay.
I don't know, I forget now.
Um.
I want to say California.
Okay. All right. What do you remember? How many kids do you have?
Oh, counting all of them.
Well, no. Just,
Oh,
yeah. Me.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We have 3.
3 to 6. Those
Okay.
6 have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. And now we're waiting for the next
All right.
row. We got 1, and she's a little squirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hannah.
Hannah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have your son is Jim.
Yep.
Jim Pence.
And was a minister.
He's retired. He
And
will
my
be-
3 other kids were teachers, or 2 kids, other kids,
2.
yeah.
Judy and I are.
Yep, were teachers, yep.
Yeah.
And
Who was your best friend growing up? One of your best friends. Stu Files.
yeah, Files. Yeah, he was my best friend,
All right.
and
about
he
your-
lived. Where did he live?
He lived on Mars. and
Then he moved. He moved. Oh yeah, but he was there when we were selling chickens.
and
We were
things
raising
like that.
chickens, and then after the chickens,
who bought chickens?
Wait,
we sold them to the grocery stores.
They did. They would buy chickens.
Really?
Yeah, my father-in-law had a farm, and he raised chickens. So we said, well, if we're going to do that.
On Center
Now I
Road.
didn't have a
Center
job.
Ridge Road.
Huh?
Center Ridge Road.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my wife and I would clean 100 chickens every month. And I deliver them to the. He wanted every chicken we could get him. So every 100 chickens, he got 100 chickens.
How do you clean a chicken?
Upside down,
What do? You have a live chicken. What do you do with it?
cut his head,
And then what?
put him in the funnel,
In a what?
put him in the funnel,
In a funnel.
let the blood run out,
Straight out.
And then what?
upside down,
And then what?
and then you pull them out, start pulling the feathers off,
Yeah. What do
and
do
then
with
you
the feathers?
open them up.
What do you do with the feathers?
Oh, I don't know, we threw them away. Could have sold them, I guess, you know. But, yeah, then what was I saying? Oh,
What other jobs did you have?
oh, I worked at a gas station.
You worked
I also worked at a factory where we made caskets.
caskets.
Yeah, they
Really?
made caskets,
I had no idea.
and we were putting the handles of the brass stuff on the caskets.
I never knew that.
Yep.
You worked for Standard Oil.
And I worked for Standard Oil. Well, first of all, it was Standard Oil, and then it became Ohio, and then it became
BP.
BP. And then they were firing people like crazy, and I quit before I got fired, but I should have stayed because I would have gotten I would have stayed if I had stayed. I could have had a pension if they had kept me, but they wouldn't. So I quit that job. Obviously, they fired me, and then I got a job with my brother-in-law who ran a tool and die business. He would sell great big machinery, and I was an office manager for that for, I don't know, quite a few years.
Yeah.
And then along comes the funeral, and we.
What is your best memory of Mom? Of Virginia Pence?
Loving, tender,
How long
nice.
were you married?
Huh?
How long were you married to Mom?
Oh, God.
71 years.
71 years.
71 years.
Yep.
And Mom died when she was how old? Do you remember?
No.
She was 91.
91?
Almost 92.
Huh.
92.
I'm going to beat her.
Yeah, you already beat her in age, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did you and Mom used to go to dances a lot?
Oh, my mom and dad were dancers. And they danced a polka and all that kind of.
Well, you and Mom went to square dancing.
Well, I was going to come to that one.
Okay.
Yeah, they were in the adult dancing. They had a club, and they'd dance down the basement and drink beer, and then they'd go someplace else, somebody else's house next week, and go down the basement and drink beer.
I remember you guys drinking beer in
Oh,
Grandma's
yeah.
basement.
And every time we went to Grandpa's and Grandma's house, my dad would walk up the steps to Grandpa's office, and he would be having not beer, a little bit stronger than beer. He and Grandpa would be up there soaked up some beer, and that's where I learned how to drink beer. Because then I started drinking beer.
All right, so if you think of Judy and Jim and me, your three kids, what are some personality traits that you would say about me?
Friend, all three of you are friendly,
Okay,
lovable,
okay.
very concerned with what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim lives, do you remember where Jim lives? Jim lives in what state?
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah, and he became a minister,
Right.
which was good. And he's retired now. Well, you're retired, and Judy's
Judy's
retired
Where does she live?
in Virginia.
No,
Or,
she lives in
up higher,
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yeah, where it's colder.
Yeah,
And you live
right here,
right here.
right here.
Does Jim have kids?
Yes,
What-
Jim
how about
has.
grandkids?
Huh?
Do you-
Tell
do
me
you-
about Brian, Jim's son, Brian.
Oh,
He
okay.
was in the Navy.
Yeah, he'd be what one? Father, son. What's the next one?
Father, son. Brian is.
No,
he's
I
your
know what.
grandson.
Huh?
He's your grandson.
A great grandson.
Okay.
And then what's the next step down?
Yeah.
Great grandson.
Great. But there's
Yeah.
no greats yet.
Huh?
We don't have any greats.
Yes, we do.
No. Okay. All right.
Hannah.
Right. She's your great granddaughter, and that's Beth's daughter. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you remember about Hannah?
What do you remember about Hannah?
Oh, Hannah.
Yeah.
Well, she's shy of me every once
yeah,
in a
she
while.
is.
I heckle her, and I get to kiss her, and she runs away every time I'm there. Not every time, but when. Yeah, well, there was some time when you were gone.
They came over here.
Yeah, and yeah, how was it? We were at your house. I was at your house,
Right.
and you were on vacation or something, and she came over and kissed me quite a few times, and she's kissed me quite a few times again, and that's about it. You know, I mean, she's still lovable. I mean, I love her, and she's just devilish.
So you have quite a few grandchildren. You have Ben and Matt.
Yeah,
And do you remember what they're doing now?
Ben and Matt.
Ben and Matt, they were just here to visit you.
Oh, Ben.
They're firefighters.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, firefighters, yeah.
And Matthew.
And so is Judy
Right, well, and Ken.
and Ken.
But Matthew is a fire chief,
Yeah, he is a fire chief.
right? And he's a 911 dispatcher.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And then Brian, Jim's son,
it
Brian.
works for some company.
Well, they make medical supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the hardware that went
Right.
into knee replacements and that.
Yeah,
But he also was in the Navy,
oh, yeah. I got a picture of him in the Navy.
and he was there during 9/11. He
Yeah.
was stationed in Washington during that.
Yep.
And
Boy.
then you have Steve and Beth that live close by.
Yep.
And what do? Do you remember what they
Teachers.
do? They're teachers, yes. Yeah. And then they have grandchildren.
Yep. And you guys are teachers, too.
Right, we were all
Yeah.
teachers, just
Yeah.
about all of us. Yep, just about all of us. Do you remember any stories with the grandkids? Or your how about your great grandkids? Casey was just here to see you. Linnea
No, I don't think I ever
and Jacob.
sat down with a story.
Okay,
They all want their grandpa.
pardon?
They all want their grandpa and their grandma. Well, yep.
Tell me about some fun vacations that you and Mom took.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember some of the vacations
Yeah.
you took?
Well, we used to do a lot of fishing.
And didn't you go out of the country to do that?
Oh,
Do you remember where you
and
went?
out of state, you know, like Michigan, mostly Michigan.
Well, you did go there a lot.
Yeah, and they had what do you call it? Snow. I'll get to it.
You would
Well-
go up to Wisconsin, 3 Lakes?
Yeah,
What did you do there?
fished, went swimming. Been there quite a few times. And Canada. Been up in Canada.
What did you do up in North Woods with Jim?
Went on a Boy Scout trip, and that was kind of scary. We were on an island, near an island, which is another island, and then comes the country, and we're out in the sticks, and now we all have a rope or a canoe, 2 guys to a canoe, and those must have been, I'd say 12 kids. I had 6 and he had 6, the other guy. And we got in our canoes and we're gonna go fishing. And there's a lot more islands that we are out there. So I'm paddling the canoe and I forgot to look back. And when it came time to turn around, I couldn't figure out which canoe, which place I came out of. And I thought, oh my God, I'm lost. I don't know where I'm in.
Wasn't it called the Thousand Islands?
A what?
Thousand Islands? Up in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a long time. And then I looked back and I recognized something. And I started breathing again.
How many days were you up there?
Oh, that's a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just dropped you off, didn't they?
They dropped us off, and
Yeah.
And then we went to the fair. They had a fair when we were there. Big carnival, and we saw the falls, and then we came home. And that's about all I can think about of.
Did you and Mom go to Hawaii for vacation?
Where?
Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one, yeah.
Wasn't that your 40th wedding anniversary?
Oh, I think so. I can't remember the count. I know we did every state except 2. Yeah. And there were a few islands that we did. One was way out in the water. My boss, before I got laid off, said, here's a good place to go. It was way out in the Pacific. And we had to fly out there. Then they gave us a boat. And there's something about the boat.
It's okay. How about Honduras? Do you remember?
Honduras, that's what I was thinking
going
of.
to Honduras?
Yeah, Honduras. That was full of soldiers when we got there. We didn't know that. And they all had rifles. And we stayed there for 2 weeks. And then after visiting another island, we had to paddle to the other island, of course. And then we came back and had dinner. It was a place where no tipping was allowed. They didn't want to upset the people there. No tipping.
Where did you stay in Honduras? What was that hotel room like? Wasn't that neat?
Oh yeah, it was a cabin.
Yeah, what was it like?
Open cabin practically. It was a bedroom had boards stuck together, canvas top, nice base, and a nice walk out to the water. You step down a couple of steps. If you want to eat, you go to the other island because that's where the kitchen is.
Didn't you swim over for
We
breakfast?
swam from one place to the other to go to breakfast, go to lunch, do whatever. You have to swim over and back, which was fun. I mean, oh, and then one time we were out with another couple swimming, and it drops off tremendous. And the fish are beautiful, and the depth is out of this world. When we first got in the water, you walk out, and then you come to where it starts to drop, and I go out. Mom comes out, she grabs my arm. She thought she was going to sink. The drop was tremendous. Well, she's a good swimmer, so she leveled off, and I leveled off, and then we went swimming way out in the ocean now. And one trip we went out, after we got used to the drop. We dive in and go that way. But anyhow, one time we went out way far, not too far, but we saw this rope in the water, and we went over to see what was on the end of the rope. And there was a shark on the end of the rope, flapping his flaps. So what we didn't know, we turned around immediately and swam back to say, hey, there's a shark out. Oh, yeah, he's our pet. He's tied up. You get face to face with the shark and you turn around and say, oh, hi. that was something else.
Let's put this to a conclusion now. Let's end your talk. I want you to look at the camera and say something to your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. What would you like them to know?
Don't start it yet.
What?
Don't start it yet. I got to start thinking now. I mean,
that's all right.
Yeah.
What would you wish for? What would you wish for Hannah and all your other great-grandchildren?
For all of them, I wish for a long life.
Okay.
Safe, unharmed, which I hope is possible. And I pray it's possible, because I'm doing it like father, like son and daughter, you know.
That's right.
So you got to do it.
Do you want to tell?
Oh,
Words of wisdom.
the one.
Do you have any words of wisdom?
Pardon?
Any words of wisdom? What keeps you going so long, Dad?
Well, I had something else.
Okay.
The one thing I do every night, I fall asleep and hope I don't wake up.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I wake up every day because I know it's going to happen.
Are you happy you wake up?
Huh?
Are you happy you wake up?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I don't want to be sick and die.
Right.
Right.
Like a lot of people I live with now.
Yeah.
I want it to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mom went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had a good life?
Pardon?
Have you had a good life?
Any what?
Ask him.
Have you had a good life?
Oh, always have a good night.
No, a good life.
Oh,
Do you think you've had a good life?
I got a lot of knives.
Yeah.
Big ones and little ones, souvenirs.
Understand. Life. Have you had a good, healthy living experience?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought,
Okay. It's okay.
Totally understand.
It's all
if
right.
there's something I could do about these, it would be 100% more perfect.
I know.
Good.
I'm just
Okay.
dumb luck right now.
Good.
All right. You want to tell everyone you love them?
Pardon?
Say, I love you
I love you.
to the camera, David.
Oh,
You're talking to your grandchildren.
Who's grandchildren? I love my grandchildren too.
Okay.
Of course. And I love you for being here doing this.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Here you go. Thank
Good?
you.
Amen.
Good.
Hallelujah.
Give me 2 thumbs up.
Son of a gun.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Jawohl.
Jawohl.
Oh, that's German, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
It's funny.
Thank you very
So
much.
just hang out there and chat for a second. I'm just gonna
Okay.
let you give me the paper. You guys just keep chatting.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Too much hemming and
You
hawing.
did good, Dad. You did really good.
Oh, and by the way,
What? Oh, no, he's just being
That's
funny.
fine.
He's just being
No.
funny, aren't you? No, you did very good. Yeah?
It wasn't so bad.
pardon?
You did really good.
What?
You did
I
great.
did. I did.
You
Yeah.
did.
Too many hesitations.
No.
It's all right.
Did you eliminate the hesitations or
No.
no?
No. They add character to it.
Yeah,
It's good.
that's all right. You
Do I
did
get a
good,
copy
Dad.
of this?
Yes.
How long did it take?
Oh, well, I was looking at a clock.
45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah.
We could have gone all day.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
I did not think you were going to get a half hour in
Oh,
last
easy.
night at dinner, but he sure did now.
Oh, sure.
You were drawing a blank at dinner last night.
Oh.
But I'm glad we talked. I'm glad
Oh,
we just
yeah.
chatted.
Me too.
And
So what cereal did you have this morning?
What? Seat?
Cereal.
What'd you have for breakfast?
What cereal did you eat? Special K, probably.
When? Today?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got little chips in it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chips.
Yeah.